Hola, buenos dias. My name is Sam Johnson, and I am the Spanish instructor here on the Raymond campus of Pines Community College. And today I want to talk to you about why you should study Spanish. So, first off, this is a Spanish-speaking country that you're in. If you're in the United States when you're watching this video, that means you're in a Spanish-speaking country. Only Mexico has more Spanish speakers than the United States. That means there's more speakers of Spanish in the US than there is in Argentina or Spain or Colombia. We've got them beat in numbers of Spanish speakers. Spanish was here before English was, and the first and oldest European settlement in North America is San Augustine, Florida, which was established in 1542, nearly 500 years ago. And Santa Fe, New Mexico, um, I'm sorry, Santa Fe was first, apparently. Santa Fe was first in 1540. And just how many people speak it is 50 million in the United States. That's only documented people who speak Spanish. That's almost 17 Mississippi's worth of people who speak Spanish. And if the United States has a population of 365 million, 50 million is almost a seventh of that. Add in probably 10 to 20 million more people who are undocumented. You've got at least uh, a sixth or maybe a fifth or possibly a fourth of the country who are native Spanish speakers. So this is absolutely a Spanish speaking country, as you will see from some of the Thomas Jefferson quotes that I will be using in a second. Spanish is also the second international language to English. 20 countries have Spanish as an official language. You can go from the North Pole to the South Pole, from Alaska to Tierra del Fuego in Argentina, and speak Spanish. You might have a harder time going through Canada and some parts of the US, but you could do it. You could go straight from Alaska to Tierra del Fuego speaking only Spanish. It is spoken on every continent. Spanish still remains in the Philippines to this day, in Asia. It is spoken in Equatorial Guinea in Africa and in Western Sahara. Spain, of course, in Europe. The Mexico in North America and half of South America. It is spoken on absolutely all of the continents of the world. Is an official language of the European Union, which is very important. There's a lot of things in the world that revolve around that. Is one of the six official languages of the UN alongside English, French, Russian, Chinese, and Arabic. It is the language of our neighbors, most importantly. So if we're going to be good neighbors to our friends in Cuba and Mexico and the Dominican Republic, and even our own internal neighbors in Puerto Rico, which is not a country but a territory, hopefully a state soon, then we should do our part and learn their language. Why should everyone have to learn English? Here's my first Thomas Jefferson quote, who was enamored and just absolutely in love with Spanish, which is something we don't learn in school for some reason. When you become a public man, you may have occasion for Spanish, and the circumstances of your possessing that language may give you preference over other candidates. And this is absolutely the case. If an employer is faced with two equally qualified candidates, but one speaks Spanish and the other doesn't, who are they going to choose? Well, of course, they're going to choose the Spanish speaker because the Spanish speaker has more opportunities and speaks the second international language, whereas you will be disadvantaged if you do not speak Spanish. So, what are some jobs that require Spanish? Of course, we have some obvious ones. Law enforcement. Everyone in law enforcement could benefit from that. Interpreting translation. This is obviously obvious to say the least. We need people to help the people out who can't speak English and people who can't speak Spanish. We need to help people communicate, right? Most of the problems in this world are not over real things. They're over, just not understanding what people are talking about. At least I believe. And we can partially resolve this with Spanish. You can be good with international business. Is the second most spoken language in the world by area, but also by native speakers. Only Mandarin Chinese is ahead of Spanish in terms of native speakers in the world. So the Americas are yours if you speak Spanish. You can do business in Argentina or Mexico or Colombia, wherever, Costa Rica, etc. In Spain as well. Don't forget the other parts of the world that speak Spanish on the other hemisphere. Medical, of course, if you decide you want to be a nurse or a doctor or something, you have to be able to help those people who come in. They don't speak English, they only speak Spanish. And of course, construction and development. If you go to any town in Texas, you go to San Antonio or Houston or Dallas, the buildings you see were built off of Hispanic labor, a lot of them from Mexico. And we need to be able to communicate with those people who are contributing such to our society that it's literally becoming the bedrock and foundation of our cities. So construction and development are also two excellent places where you can use it. If you're a person who's not really interested in Spanish, I understand. I actually started studying Spanish as a backup language at first, but now it's my primary language that I love more than anything else. But I wanted to study French. But as I was studying Spanish, it helped me learn French as well. Spanish and French both come from Latin, and so therefore there's a lot of things they share. But not just French will Spanish help you out with, but it can help you out with Italian and Portuguese and Romanian. And it's not just Romance languages either, such as these ones. Tagalog is full of Spanish words. This is the language spoken in the national language spoken in the Philippines. If you're really interested in the Middle East, Arabic has contributed greatly to Spanish to an extent that it's comparable between French and English. In English, we have many, 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 many thousands of words from French. Well, in Spanish, there's many, 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 many words from Arabic. So if you learn Spanish, you'll get a discount on all these languages, not to mention the others that I could not find the time to list. And finally, it is part of who we are. Thomas Jefferson said that in the English covering nearly the whole face of America, it should be well known to every inhabitant who means to look beyond the limits of his farm. Thomas Jefferson said this to his son. So, in other words, if you want to get out of your backyard, you should know a bit of Spanish. It is the language of the continent, at least according to Thomas Jefferson. I don't believe he's wrong. There are more Spanish speakers in the Americas than there are English speakers by a lot. And it will open so many doors to you. There's a study abroad program to Costa Rica with Hines Community College. It's on hiatus now due to the pandemic. But that doesn't mean it can't come back. You could go and learn Spanish in Costa Rica, which is absolutely beautiful. You can go and play with the sloths in the rainforest or surf on the Caribbean and have dinner on the Pacific. You can actually do that. So, I would be happy to teach you Spanish. Muchísimas gracias para escucharme. Spanish classes that are offered this semester, I made this last semester, so I apologize for that typo. We have Spanish 1 on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 to 8:50 a.m. and 9 to 9:50 a.m. Tuesday and Thursday from 8 to 9:15. And if you've already taken Spanish 1, perhaps you've already taken that. We have 10 to 10:50 a.m. on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and maybe for some reason you've taken Spanish 2 as well. Tuesday and Thursday, 9:30 to 10:45 a.m. And if you're just interested in Spanish, you're not sure about it, you may contact me. Or if you want an independent study, I love independent studies and be happy to work with you. Contact me at j2000009@hindcc.edu. That is 5 zeros. And shoot me an email if you have any questions. Thank you so much, and I hope you have an excellent day.